Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Afro X,
And I'm Cryo Prime.
and we are the new hosts of Nerdtastic News. Um, Pretty much just we're kind of running the channel now, and we're gonna see how it goes. Try to put out some new content, and hope you really like it. Um, Cryo, tell me what's been going on in your life recently.
A lot of stuff. I mean, this summer's been nothing but work for me, so I haven't really done anything YouTube wise. So we had a storm come through, so I've been chopping up trees and setting up for other stuff going on this fall. So been busy. Haven't really done a whole lot of nerd stuff myself. Uh, Watched some anime. I'm not caught up on a lot of the stuff I'm watching though.
Nice. What kind of anime have you been watching?
I'm watching Failure Frame, Wistoria, was it Sword and Magic? Um, is it Oji-san or something like that? It's one of the anime where the guy thinks he's not powerful, but he's actually like a double S ranked hero. So,
Oh, is it one of like the new isekais?
no, but it very much seems like an isekai with the world they built and the guilds and like magic and stuff.
Okay, it's not Solo Leveling, is it?
No, I watched that though.
Yeah.
Can actually just pull up my Crunchyroll. The Osen newbie adventurer trained to death by the most powerful, and then the title trails off because heaven forbid you get short titles in anime.
Right? Man, whatever happened to simple isekai names like Sword Art Online or Konosuba?
Yeah, then they slowly turned. Like one of the ones I actually enjoyed was what was it? The world's greatest assassin is reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat.
Wow.
That's the title.
Yeah. Like
That
why
also just tells you what's going on.
Yeah, why describe the entire plot of the anime in the title? Um, one one anime that did have a long title that I did like was "Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?" And there's a smaller title. The Japanese title translates to "Familia Myth." But
Yep.
yeah, "Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon" was really good. Also, the anime called "Is This a Zombie?"
Yep.
Um,
That's a good one.
Yep. Is This a Zombie? Um, I only watched one episode, but speaking of zombies, I saw one episode of Zombieland Saga, and that anime is kind of famous because the first scene is the classic truck-kun scene with a high school girl getting hit by a truck and dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh, there's another one I just started too that made me think of that. I'm only like 2 episodes in, but it's an isekai, but the guy like wants to die, so
Yeah.
he basically goes to end himself. Things don't go his way, and then literal truck coon shows up and hits him, and then it sends him to another world where he now is just trying to find another way for him to die. But at one point, the like holy elf or whatever, she's talking to him, and she literally says, "Well, you must have met Truck Coon. You know, he sent you here." So they're making that meme into like an actual thing in some of these.
Nice. Um, there's an anime that a girl introduced me to. I think it's called Mushaku, Jobless Reincarnation.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, um, and I only saw a couple episodes of it when I was watching it with her, but I thought it was super funny. It's literally like Walter Cronkite becomes a baby in another world.
yeah. That one depends on your certain views you might have about worldly stuff, but that one gets both interesting and kind of out there.
Yeah.
What is it like season 3? A main driving point for the main character is he can't get a boner.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah. Um man, isekais. That reminds me, I still have to finish Sword Art Online Alicization.
Yeah, that I actually haven't watched any of the Alicization stuff on that.
Yeah. I'm halfway through it. I just got to the second arc. Um but you get to a point where you're like, I need to take a break from Sword Art Online. This is too much SAO.
Yeah, that's it's a decent anime, but it's not one that I can marathon. I know that because I did
Yeah,
that with season 1, and I like season 1, but then I marathon season 2, and I don't think it's as bad as some people say, but it's definitely not a great season.
right. Changing gears, what do you think of the stuff going on in Marvel right now? I mean, I had intended to do a Deadpool and Wolverine review, and I never got to that. Um, but what did you see Deadpool and Wolverine?
No, the main reason for that is the closest movie theater to me is about 45 minutes away,
Oh,
and none of my friends go to the movie theater. I don't know about you, but I'm not really big into going alone. So I haven't yet, but it's also one of those movies that as soon as it's released, I'm just gonna buy. Like I need to. I'll own that unseen. I know I'm gonna love it.
oh yeah.
So I
I
have not
mean,
seen it yet, but I mean, Deadpool is Marvel Jesus. I've seen that clip, and he is not wrong.
right. I mean, I can just speak for myself. I own both Deadpool, or both of the two first Deadpool movies, and I
Yep.
got them like immediately after they were released.
Yep. Same here.
Um, there's some franchises that I absolutely just can't live without. Deadpool's one of them, but then also the Into the Spider Verse franchise. I own the first movie, and on my Amazon wish list, I have the second movie. So um, I'm really excited for the third one coming out. It's supposed to be called Beyond the Spider Verse.
Yeah, that one caught me so far off guard. When the first one came out, yeah, I'm not really the biggest Marvel guy, so like I know Spider-Man, but I know Peter Parker Spider-Man. I
Yeah.
grew up with like the Spider-Man cartoon in the 90s, so for me it's Peter Parker Mary Jane. So when you introduced Miles Morales, I was aware of this character, but that was about it. That movie actually made me like that character and not just be, oh, it's a Peter Parker ripoff.
Oh
So
yeah.
those movies have been fantastic.
Well, I mean, and you can really appreciate that. Like in the first one, they did go and explain like these are the backstories of all the different Spider people and stuff. And I like that they took the time to flesh that out.
And they also gave it an actual handoff to Miles to be Spider Man. It wasn't just, oh, here's your new Spider Man. And it
Yeah.
was like, with Peter B. Parker, which I love Peter B. Parker, by the way, is a Parker. But yeah, that handoff between Peter B. and actual Miles and their interactions sold me on Miles as an actual Spider Man character.
Yeah, Peter B. Parker is really nice because he really is every 30-year-old guy who wanted to be Spider-Man growing up.
Uh-huh. Maybe I relate a little too much to him, and that's why I like him so much.
Yeah. By the way, how old are you?
I'm 36.
Oh, okay, I'm 31. Um, wow, it's actually very rare for me to find people in my age range that are older than me.
Yeah, I know. I was down at the card shop last week, and everyone in there was in high school. I felt like that old grandpa sitting in the corner.
Yeah. What is your local card shop?
It's a little bit further away, but it's a place called Boardwalk. It's in a smaller town. They do Magic on Friday and some other stuff. So I was down there for Magic, trying to play some Commander.
Nice. Um, back when I used to live in Cambridge, now I live in Minnetonka, but back when I used to live in Cambridge, I always used to go to the Gamers Den, and I know Manuel, bless his heart, used to go there to get comics, and they're so nice. Joel and Rhonda are so nice there.
That's actually hysterical because I know them through Whatnot because I have been buying the shit out of cards from them on Whatnot.
Nice. Very cool. Well, kind of a bit of a tangent. I own a ton of Magic the Gathering cards, and I used to play a lot. Nowadays, I don't really anymore, and part of it is because I just haven't taken the time to find like a new place to play. I mean, there's the Ridgedale, either Ridgedale or Rosedale Center that's near me. They have a gaming store, and I see ads for it on YouTube all the time. But another reason is that during the plague, if you know what I mean, the plague of 2020, Magic in Standard kind of died because you couldn't go to shops for 5 months, and so people stopped playing Standard, and so they were playing like little just friend group games of Commander and stuff like that because people really like Commander. And then when you could start going to shops again, everybody's like, hey, want to play Commander, want to play Commander, want to play Commander. And now I'm sure shops still do Standard because they have to sell new cards.
Yeah, but my local one does.
Yeah.
But I also don't have a Standard deck. Like you're talking about with the 2020 stuff. 2020, 2021, somewhere in there, the card shop that was in the town that I live in straight up shut down. So I sold out of my collection. I haven't played a game of Magic in almost 5 years at this point, minus 2 weeks ago now. So when I came back to it, I've got about half a Modern deck built, and I've got 2 Commander deck built. And nice. I also don't see myself going too much further with it because I've invested a ton of money just in those 3 decks. I can't imagine building a Pioneer deck and a Standard deck right now.
Oh yeah. I mean, the number one thing I remember from playing Magic a lot was just how much money it took to stay in Standard. I mean, every 3-4 months you'd be dropping $50 to $100 trying to get the best cards to keep winning.
Oh, it was it's been a while now, but during the Khans block, Khans of Tarkir, Fate Reforged era, they reprinted fetch lands into Standard. Mm-hmm. My Standard deck was like an $800 deck. My Modern deck was a $400 deck. Damn. And I was like, I can't.
That is crazy.
And that's even with my my 2 Commander decks that I built. I've got a bunch of cards that I switch between them because like I have Mana Crypt and Jeweled Lotus and a bunch of these like expensive cards. But priced out individually, both of the decks are like a $1,600 deck.
Wow. That is truly amazing.
To be fair, I bought Borderless and Borderless Foil, and I bought like the higher end versions of the cards available. So I probably could have cut that in almost half.
Yeah.
But I figured if I was going to rebuild a deck I liked, I was just going to get the card artwork I liked.
Yeah.
But
I would say probably some of the most valuable cards I have a Japanese foil version of Obnixilis Unleashed, and then I have a borderless alternate art version of Narset of the Ancient Way.
Nice.
Yeah, and I pulled that from just a pack. I got really, really lucky. But yeah, do you have like a main color scheme or a guild that you usually do?
Well, at least with Commander right now, the 2 decks I have are Marin of Clan Nel Toth. So she's black-green. And I have her built as a Protean Hulk pile combo deck.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one I have is actually a new guy from Modern Horizons 3, Satya, the Aetherflux Genius. He's Jeskai, so red, white, blue. But
Yep.
I also went super degenerate on him. He is a breach
Red,
from
white, blue, or as we used to call them, all American decks.
America. But that deck is super degenerate because it's an underworld breach combo deck that I have managed to get off on turn 4.
Nice. Nice. My main guild that I play. Well, when I started, I was very much Is It. In fact, on Magic Arena, my name is Afro the Is It Wizard. Um, but pretty much as I got deeper into Magic, I started playing Orzhov Black and White, and my decks were just all about destruction. I remember playing a game in a tournament once where the entire game I just did not let my opponent land anything on the field.
Yeah, you tend to win those.
You do. And I mean, my favorite way to win those is stopping everything my opponent's doing and then having an enchantment or something that does dot damage and every turn slowly ticks away at their health. But yeah, I super enjoy Magic the Gathering and stuff. Well, Cryo, did you want to take a moment to talk about your channel, what you do on your channel?
I can, but truth be told, I haven't uploaded a video in almost 6 months, so there's not a lot going on.
Oh,
I can tell you I have plans moving forward, but I also always have plans. It's whether or not I kick my own ass and say, hey, do this.
yeah.
I have been going super deep on the SH Figure Arts line. So, like, I just picked up Hitsugaya from Bleach.
Oh, very cool.
He was the last one I needed. I have Zaraki, I have Byakuya, I have Renji, and I have Ichigo. But I haven't done any reviews on them, so I'm going to be actually starting to go through those. And then in the same breath, I have gone 100% into the Naruto figure arts line. So the only ones I'm missing so far is Kid Naruto and Kid Sasuke. Otherwise, I've also got the Sage Mode Naruto pre-order that was a P Bandai exclusive, pimping me for that cloth cape.
Very nice.
So I at least plan on doing those as far as reviews. I have Death Saurus. He was the Has Lab, their crowdfunding thing from last year. I got about half of his review done, but I lost a bunch of files, so I kind of stopped. I do intend on getting that out at some point too.
Okay.
But the last month or so, I've traveled for my job. I've been cutting up firewood. I've been setting up food plots for the coming hunting season I have. So I've just been busy.
Very nice.
Call it an excuse, but
as for my figures, I have them all up on the shelf up there. I have for Naruto, I have just a little Nendoroid figure of Naruto, but
oh yeah,
you can
I've
like
seen that one.
replace his eyes to make him look Sage Mode, and you can put a Rasen Shuriken in his hand, and he has like a background of Kurama in the Hidden Leaf Village.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen those. I've got a couple of Nendroids, but I don't really want to go down that rabbit hole myself.
Oh yeah. If I had a favorite figure of mine, I'd probably say my Trafalgar Law figure is the best. I can't really move him because if I move him at all, his shoes will just fall out of his legs.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have to keep him just on the shelf. But then up top, I also have a Dracula from Castlevania figure, which is really cool.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah. As for my channel is AfroX, and it is all about anime. Um, and pretty much I market myself as anime education. So if you're the type of person who doesn't know a lot about anime but wants to learn more about it, and also laugh while learning about it, then my channel is definitely for you. Definitely go and check that out. Recently, my channel did hit 500 subscribers, which I'm super happy about.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so recently I've really been like pretty much for the past year, my main focus has been on One Piece. Um, and I've really been trying to kind of put a focus on being a manga reviewer and stuff like that. So usually what my weeks look like is Tuesdays I will do a live stream of Anime Legends where I talk about a random subject. We're on season 5 of that right now. And I'm planning on it being the final season of Anime Legends, and then after that, we're going to do like a second season of Powers, where I specifically talk about anime powers. And then on Fridays, I when there's a new chapter of One Piece out, I take the chapter, read it, turn it into a script, and I have a theater troupe called Anime Radio, and we've been doing live action, or not live action. We've been doing live voice acted performances of the newest chapter of One Piece on YouTube every week.
I've caught a bunch of those. Those are really well done too.
Thank you. But yeah, and then on Fridays, I usually put out an edited video in some way. Recently, I've been trying to put out more shorts just because shorts are getting a lot more viewership and stuff like that. Now that I've hit 500 subscribers, I have to get it's either you have to get 1 million views in shorts, or you have to get 3,000 hours of watch time in a year.
Okay.
Yeah. And my watch time is on average about 240 in a year. So I have a long way to go. But that's why I'm trying to put up shorts, just because I know that's going to get more and more views in. But yeah, I'm super excited to be working on Nerdtastic News as well, and making sure that this keeps running. Just a couple of things, at least in my mind, about Nerdtastic News, is that I do want to reassure everybody that there's some segments that are not going away. I've started trying to talk to the people who do pitch battle and stuff like that, and see if they want to do a pitch battle in the future. And this is the first episode of Nerdtastic News Live. I can't guarantee a regular upload schedule, but there will be more content coming to the channel for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if we can swing it with copyright, I would like to try to see about a karaoke-ish video in some form, because I do miss the days of Chamorro doing kamikaze karaoke and stuff like that. So yeah, once again, if you're watching, definitely drop comments in the chat. I will always read comments. So yeah, I'm super excited about stuff. Cryo, what do you think are some good things we could be putting on the channel to really forward it?
I don't know. I mean, we're talking nerd stuff, so it really depends on how wide of a net you want to cast.
Sure.
we were just talking about Magic. I've got an online group that I play video commander with every now and then. I could record those games if people like to actually watch games. I know I've fallen back into that. I'm like I said, I'm planning on toy reviews just because that's where the bulk of like my frivolous spending goes. But I can actually show this guy off too because I've had to reprint a bunch. If you guys are interested in like 3D printing stuff, you guys might not know what this is, but it's the caster gun from Outlaw Star. I've had to reprint a bunch of parts for this to get it to line up. So, like, I watch a 3D printing channel that does props and stuff. So, I mean, if you're interested in stuff like that, I could show you how to do that too. Same thing. I've got this one, which is I don't know if you ever played Alice in Wonderland, the video game for Xbox 360, but this was her knife in that game. I had to completely reprint the handle because it just kept falling apart on me. But that's kind of where I'm doing my free time. I also do model kits, but I haven't honestly built a kit in quite a while. I haven't been entering contests, so I haven't had the drive to like actually finish a kit. But at least for me and my hobbies, those are some things that if people are interested, I'd be more than happy to put stuff together.
Nice.
How-tos, what it is, reviews, whatever it might be.
Then, yeah, you made a great point. And when we were talking about the Magic stuff earlier, I thought we really found some lightning, captured some lightning in a bottle there, because I think talking about Magic and stuff like that would be great on this channel. And not only just for content, but I mean, it would really push me to get back into the game if I could start talking about new cards and builds, or even do like a legacy series where we talk about some of the greatest cards in history.
Yeah. I mean, being in Commander, there's this thing that's been colloquially called CEDH or competitive EDH. Yep. I've been going down that rabbit hole pretty hard myself, hence why my 2 decks are combo finishers. And like I said, the one I did a turn 4 combo because it's heavily based off of a CDH build.
Very cool. I will say I on this channel I can also really speak on the video games and video game news and stuff like that. I'd have to really look into like what time conventions are happening, but I mean, if like San Diego Comic-Con, for example, comes along and they have new releases of video games, I'd love to talk about that on here.
Yeah, which would also be a good perspective flip because not because I'm like dissatisfied with the video games out, but I haven't been playing a whole lot of new video games. I actually recently picked up one of these.
Yep.
The Analog Pocket. So this is a Game Boy Advance thing. So I've been playing some Metroid Zero, but it's also take a moment to wake up. Takes a moment to wake up. It also does download stuff. So like I've also been playing. Good Lord, you don't usually take this long to wake up. There we go. And of course now it ain't gonna show. I've been playing Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh, very cool.
So I've been diving much more into the retro side of video games recently.
Nice. Just because it's kind of a tradition on this channel, I don't remember what he called it, but what anime have you watched this week?
This week, I mean, we went over some of them. I just watched the newest episode of Failure Frame. Then one called The Strongest Magician in the Demon Lord's Army Was a Human. I just watched the newest episode of that. And when we're done here, I'm probably going to watch the newest episode of Why Does Nobody Remember Me in This World?
Oh, God, that title sounds awful.
It honestly, though, if you got Crunchyroll, check it out. I don't know if it's on other stuff, but Failure Frame and Why Does Nobody Remember Me are the two anime that are really carrying me this season.
Nice. Right now, for me, I am super addicted to Black Clover, but even more than that, I am super addicted to Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I got into the Shibuya arc, and the fights are amazing. Oh, I recently did a video on my channel for Anime Legends called Sukuna and why he solos your favorite verse. And just from watching like episodes 40 and 41 Thunderclap parts 1 and 2, I was like, Sukuna can kind of just do anything. There's one part where there's a bunch of sorcerers like running around. He's fighting Jogo. Jogo's about to drop like a meteor-sized ball of flame on him, and he just teleports by them. And I don't know if he stops time or what, but he's like, nobody move, and I'll kill anybody who does move. And then right when this meteor is about to hit, he just teleports all of them out of the way. And I was like, if he can stop time and teleport people, there's little he can't do.
And I mean, realistically, he had no reason to teleport those people.
Right. He literally just did it for laughs. Like he's the villain who is so powerful that he just does everything for laughs and completely underestimates any opponent. When he's fighting Maharaga, though, there's one moment when he's like flying backwards through a train car that you actually see a moment of fear in his eyes, and that is scary to see when the most powerful character in the anime you're watching has a moment of fear or uncertainty.
Yeah, well, I mean, Maharaga had literally the best chance of beating him at that point in the story, and I think he realized it.
Yeah. Well, and so a lot of people have come back to me and be like, oh, Sukuna couldn't beat this and this and this. And I'm like, okay, well, look at this. Sukuna beat Maharaga, which was a demon whose main thing was whatever you attack him with, the first time he sees that attack, if he survives it, he immediately adapts to it and it doesn't work against him again. And so to beat him, like, Sukuna literally had to vaporize everything in 140 meters in a second.
Yeah.
Absolutely blows my mind. And I love that the narrator explains during that part how Malevolent Shrine actually works, that when he does Malevolent Shrine, it doesn't open like a pocket dimension within the space. He warps reality into Malevolent Shrine itself. Yeah. No, but I love Jujutsu Kaisen, Black Clover. I am pushing myself to get through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Stardust Crusaders has been a long slog, and I just realized the other day that I'm only like halfway through Stardust Crusaders because it's 48 episodes.
Jeez.
Yeah. And I'm suddenly starting to understand why people don't like the slog of One Piece. Like I mean, and also I like watching One Piece, of course. But like with One Piece, I was one of the lucky people, and I always say you can only watch you can only really watch One Piece in full if you've been watching it for like the past 15 to 20 years. You
Kind
have
of.
to grow up with One Piece to really be able to watch all of it. Because I mean, yeah, if I was sitting here faced with what are they at now? Like
They had 1,100 now.
yeah, they're a little over 1100. They're like I think they're at like 11, 10 episodes. And in chapters they are in chapters I think they're at 1134 was the last chapter. And yeah, and in episodes they're like in the 1120s, something like that. But anyways, yeah, if I was looking at 1120, 1130 episodes that I had to watch, like I wouldn't want to get into it either. Now, let me just say, if you think One Piece is long, it would take like 6 years without sleeping to watch all of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon
Yeah. If you
is
watch Pokemon from beginning to current, it's longer.
yeah. But like people complain about the pacing, and that's a big thing about like Wit Studio coming out with the One Piece, and everybody's like, oh, this is gonna be great. The pacing is gonna be so much better. It's gonna be the best anime ever. And I'm like, guys, the pacing for One Piece is not bad when you get used to it. And I say, if you don't like the pacing for One Piece, check out the pacing for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the type of anime where you will start an episode, there'll be nothing happening, and then all of a sudden, a stand will attack. Jotaro is about to go fight it, and as he's walking up to fight it, the episode ends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then it won't even be the next episode when they fight, because they'll talk for the first half, they'll exchange one or two blows, and then they'll go on to the third episode before you get a fight.
Oh yeah, I mean the pacing of Battle Tendency with Joseph Joestar, you would have episodes end while a punch was being thrown.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, it's One Piece has much better pacing than JoJo. So JoJo must have really bad pacing. But yeah, that's all the main ones. I mean, there's fringe animes that I've been liking. I was so excited for what is it? The Devil is a Part-Timer season 2.
Yep.
And then I got like halfway through it, and it started to be slice of life. It like the first season was mix of slice of life and action, and then season 2 just
on top of like a
became
reverse isekai too.
Yeah. Oh, reverse isekai for sure. But it just became so slice of life. It's like, oh, the characters are working at a farm today. Oh, the characters are taking care of this magical baby today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I want to see the main character transform into Satan and punch an angel.
Yeah, and the animation took a pretty big dip in season 2 as well. I think it changed studios, but it was noticeable.
Yeah. And so I got like halfway through it, and I was like, I'm kind of tired of this. Fire Force, I've been watching, and Fire Force is good. But like Fire Force, it has kind of that same pacing too, where it's like, hey, I'm hearing whispers of a voice, and you never find out who that voice is until like 5 episodes later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Fire Force, I think, just got greenlit for another season as well.
Nice. Also, Fire Force, I have to watch very sparingly, because I have a rule that I always watch Fire Force with the bass on, because my biggest fan, Trix the Anime Hater, he said that you have to watch Fire Force with the bass on just to feel the rumbling of the fire because it sounds like jets.
100%. I can agree with that.
So sometimes I go past my buildings like quiet hours and I'm like, well, can't watch Fire Force tonight. Yeah, there's so many animes that I'm loving recently. As for video games, I've been addicted to Watch Dogs Legion the past probably month.
Okay.
Yeah, Watch Dogs Legion has been fun. In what was it, Dead by Daylight, they just came out with Dracula, and the same thing happened with Dracula that happens with all killers, which is I have so much fun with him for like 2 days. I'm winning matches, I'm slaughtering other people on the game, and then at some point, all the survivors are like, "Okay, we know how to beat you now," and I never win another game again, and I end up just hating it.
Yeah, I don't think it was Dead by Daylight, but there was a monster versus crew type of thing, like an actual like Godzilla style monster, not like a horror movie monster. And that was kind of the same thing. Is once you figured out what the monster could and couldn't do and where it could go, you knew how to beat it.
Oh, I think I remember. Wasn't that called like that started with an E, like Evade or something like that?
Might be. I don't remember. I only played it a few times. It was fine, but like I said, I had some friends that were playing it and basically said the same thing you just said. They're like, yeah, now every time I'm this monster on this map, everyone knows how to kill me super fast, so I don't win.
Yeah. There was one game that was asymmetrical, based on anime, Dragon Ball: The Breakers, and and I bought the game from GameStop one day, brought it home, started playing it, only to find out that you don't get the choice whether to be a survivor or the killer. When you want to be the killer or raider, as they call it, you are put in a queue, and whoever goes into the online match with the highest number in the queue, they get to be the raider, but everybody else just has to be a survivor. So you rarely get to be the raider, and then when you are the raider, all the other survivors are eventually get powers, and they can just go and completely kill the killer. And so in the one game that I got to be the raider, I got completely jumped by all the survivors, and after that, I took out the game, put it in the case, went back to GameStop the next day. I said, "This game is shit," and I sold it back to them.
Yeah, I have been there before.
Yeah, it was not fun. Do you play Apex Legends?
Nope. The only game I'm currently playing I have Xbox for what it matters. I've been going through Elden Ring now that there's DLC, so I've been playing that again. Otherwise, Resident Evil 4 is one I just picked up, the remake or whatever.
Okay. Nice. I have a PlayStation 5. But yeah, I play Apex Legends, but it's difficult because it is very hard to play the game and do well without a like dedicated squad. You have to have like a group of friends that you've been playing with for years, that you know their play style, you know what they're gonna do. Because playing with randos is impossible. You go into a game, you solo queue in a game by yourself, and you have a plan of what you're gonna do. You know how to play the game. You have game sense, and you tell your team where to go, and they literally run in every direction but the way you want them to go.
Yeah, that was kind of my experience with Overwatch back in the day too. because I used to have a group that played that, but then most of them disbanded. You can not try and take that game into public lobbies. It just you get the same thing.
Yeah. The other big game that I'm into is Warframe, and I absolutely love Warframe.
Nice.
And why I love Warframe is because even though the community has gotten worse, the game has gotten better. The developers absolutely love their game. They keep improving it. Every quest that comes out has like more thought-provoking elements to it. They're actually about to come out with a whole new quest, which sets the game in like a version of 1999, but it's like a post-apocalyptic 1999. And I just think it's so cool that they keep expanding on the lore and coming out with new things, but also still holding on to everything that they've had and not really taking stuff away from the players. If there's a new Warframe, they give you multiple ways to earn it. You can either get it through like RNG, or you can get it through looting enough of an item and then trading it for the parts you need. Which collecting items and trading them for the parts you need, the community calls them pity points. But I'm like, man, I don't think of them as pity points. I absolutely love the way that they have that second option for people who don't just want to hope on doing a mission and getting the thing they want.
As long as you're not forced into loot boxes to actually get the material you need, I think that's pretty good.
Yep. But yeah, I just love Warframe because there's so much variety. I think they're up to probably like nearly 60 Warframes by now, and each Warframe and each gun can be modified in millions of different ways to do tons of different things. And just the combinations you can do is off the charts. And that's why I sometimes I get bored with Warframe, but very rarely do I get bored with Warframe. But I've played over 3,000 hours in the game, so now I have Warframes that are functionally immortal and can't die. I have Warframes that can literally kill enemies just by looking at them. But yeah, it's super fun. But yeah, I think this has been really good. I feel really bad because like we've had like 3 viewers who haven't talked in the chat. But I'm sure once word gets out that like we're doing new content and stuff, that a lot of people will start coming back to the streams.
Probably. I mean, this one was a little unprovoked anyway. It's just kind of saying, hey, we're still here. This is kind of what we're thinking moving forward. But also feel free, I mean, for anyone that does view this, feel free to let us know what you'd like to see as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said some stuff that I'm planning on doing, but if you've got other ideas, throw them out there.
For sure. Sky's the limit. Just speaking of comic stuff, I am wearing a Deadpool shirt today. It's Deadpool surrounded by other multicolored Deadpools, and it says surrounded by greatness.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all that I really have. I am AfroX.
And I'm Cryo Prime.
And we are the hosts of Nerdtastic News. God, I don't know how to do an outro. We'll see you at
next time.
Yeah. See you next time.